SYR TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Good morning and welcome in. It is 5 o'clock on a Friday, January 9th. You got Rachel and Ryan with you.
Thank you for joining us. We made it to Friday. That always feels good.
Especially after the holidays.
Yeah.
This might be the first full week for a lot of you.
And Kate says the week went kind of quick for her.
Yeah, not me.
Not me. I mean, listen, it was a struggle fest earlier in the week, but then things kind of cruised along here. You know, that sun yesterday, I think, just kind of helped things, right? We went, I think, like 10 days without really seeing the sun. So that was a nice little treat for us. Now, we are expecting more rain again today, and eventually that snow does come back by the end of the weekend. So let's take a look at our radar. Not much happening right now, but we can see all the rain starting to move in from the west. That's going to get in here later this morning. Not only do we turn windy, but of course warmer, but it's also going to turn very, very, very gusty outside with wind gusts upwards of 30, 40 miles per hour along with these rain showers. Now, we're not expecting rain heavy enough to cause any flooding, but certainly keep an eye on any trash or anything like that as we're still maybe picking up from the holidays. All right, we'll have a full look at that timecast and your weekend planner coming up in just a few minutes.
Download the Storm Team app, as you can always be weather ready anytime and anywhere. Scan that QR code right now on your screen. You can also find it in the App Store and Google Play.
We begin this morning.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
All right, good morning. Happy Friday. Nice quiet view at the moment from the Cab V Skynet 9 camera out over downtown Syracuse. A very mild start to our morning, 47 degrees. We've jumped 10 degrees just within the last about 2 hours or so. Our wind is starting to pick up and our temperatures will continue to rise. We are forecasting those temperatures to top off around 54 this afternoon. So not very cold as you're heading out the door, but we are expecting rain showers to move in and the wind eventually picking up. Coming home from work and school, occasional showers. You'll have breaks in the rain today, but that wind is not going to let up. We have wind advisories for most of Onondaga County, most of Central New York, and also the Finger Lakes, where we have wind gusts exceeding up to 40 and 50 miles per hour for especially mid-morning through the early afternoon. And it's a south wind too, and so that's what's really going to help bump those temperatures well in the 40s to right around 50 for a lot of us. I mean, Rochester's on track to hit 60 for today. So very mild. It's going to lead to additional snow melt. We have some rain, so it is going to be very wet and soggy and sloppy around here. Tomorrow starts off dry. We have rain moving in by about sunset for tomorrow evening, and that'll transition over to lake effect snow showers with colder air returning on Sunday. Here's the big picture, though. Not much happening right now, but we can see the rain back off to our west. We're only expecting about a quarter to maybe a half inch of rain tops, so it's not going to be a ton of rain around here to cause too much of a flooding concern for us, but it's certainly going to be very wet, sloppy, a lot of ponding on the roads happening with this rain coming in. So just be very mindful of that as you are out and about today. Certainly want something waterproof, but also with that wind, you know, keep an eye on any loose objects, maybe any holly decorations that are still up or trash that hasn't been picked up yet. Keep a watchful eye on all that. We got our second front through here this evening. Out ahead of that, that's when we jump up to near 50, and then things will start to back off behind that. If you have early morning plans tomorrow, getting kids to any sporting practices or anything like that, you're good. Weather not an issue for you tomorrow morning, and even for a good chunk of the daytime tomorrow. It's after sunset. We have rain moving in and possibly even some freezing rain in that wintry mix for the North Country, Mohawk Valley. Rain a little steady at times Saturday night before we change over to some of that snow with that colder air rushing back in for your Sunday. Sunday afternoon, we're going to be in and out of these bursts of snow and some of that lake effect. So just a heads up there with temperatures dropping during the day. You won't wake up to a lot of snow Sunday morning, but during the day, we're going to tack on a few inches, especially for the higher elevations, and parts of the Tug Hill could see as much as 6 to 12 inches of snow up there. A few lingering snow showers on Monday. Tuesday's quiet, a little bit of a mix again on Wednesday, and then we got some cold air coming back at us the second half of next week.
Right now, it is 5:15.
Now, your forecast first. certified as Central New York's most accurate.
We're getting you out the door on this Friday morning. Sunrise at 7:35. We're starting to get our sunrises earlier now, and of course later sunsets. You don't need any of the snow gear today. Even some sunglasses, not a bad idea. We might get a few hints of sun later today. I am not suggesting an umbrella because it's just going to be too windy. You'll take off like Mary Poppins. We got gusts over 40 miles per hour at times. Very, very gusty. Kind of focus in on the purples. That's wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour from Syracuse to Oswego and Watertown. We have a cold front coming through tonight, then things will kind of simmer down by tomorrow. We're looking at a quiet start to the day tomorrow with rain later in the day, followed by lake effect snow showers with a few inches of snow on Sunday. Who did they play against?
That was Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yep.
I like the blue.
And Ryan has a little tie here.
Yeah, I don't say it too loudly because of Syracuse fans. I did go to Miami, but I grew up rooting for the Orange. But yes, I am a Hurricane. But, you know, it's been a while since we've been back, so now they're like, it's, a little bit.
Sorry, that's close.
Yeah, they're back. Welcome in. We're back for our 5:30 half hour.
Slippery out there.
You feel like a hurricane at times today with the wind.
Yeah. There's some wind advisories up north, right?
No, for a lot of us.
Oh, a lot of us,
Yeah,
okay.
and slippery too.
A little bit. Yeah, our temperatures are now in the 40s, so that's going to help as well. But yeah, early this morning, some of these spots, the pavement was cold enough to kind of freeze any of the water that melted yesterday. But
I did penguin walk on the way in.
Oh, same. Yeah. Had a not the moon dance. Anybody shuffle. Call back from earlier in the week. Here's a look at our radar right now because we do have more rain on the way. We still got a couple of hours. After about like 8, 9 o'clock or so, we're expecting this rain to pick up a little bit. Now, we don't really have any flooding concerns, which is good. But just because, it's going to rain, but not too much. It's just going to be kind of a slushy mess. We still have the snow melt happening because of our temperatures. We are in the 40s now. A couple of hours ago, we were in the 30s. That's why we still had some of that icing, but that's not really going to be much of a concern going forward because we're hovering around 50 the rest of the day. And on top of that, it is a very, very windy day. And eventually things getting cold enough for snow to return by the end of the weekend.
If you haven't already, now is the time to download the Storm Team app so you can always be weather aware anytime, anywhere. Just scan that QR code right now.
We begin this morning.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Here's what it looks like right now out over downtown Syracuse. CATV Skynet 9 camera looks quiet. It's 47 degrees already. We've risen 10 degrees just within the last about 2 hours. Our wind is starting to pick up as well. Temperatures for everyone in the 40s, a couple of 30s still hanging on. 51 in Ontario right now, so a very mild start to our day. We're dry for now, but that's not the case after sunrise. Once we get closer to 8, 9 o'clock, we're dealing with some of at least our first round of scattered rain showers, temperatures in the upper 40s, and we'll end the day still a little wet, but also very windy. We have wind advisories for a lot of central New York from Syracuse and into the Finger Lakes and the North Country. This is in effect throughout the day today with gusts up to 40, even 50 miles per hour at times. And the worst of that is happening this morning through the early afternoon. Things will kind of simmer down a little bit later on tonight. But that gusty wind is what's helping get these temperatures to near 50 for today. So it's another very mild day, which would lead to additional snow melt on top of the rain. It's going to be very, very slushy and messy outside. Temperatures tomorrow still mild, near 40 degrees. A touch cooler than today, though. We'll start dry tomorrow, and then we got rain moving in the afternoon. Eventually, colder air wins out by Sunday with lake effect snow returning. Here's what it looks like on the radar. Big picture here. This is what's headed our way for mid-morning through the early afternoon. We get one more push of rain later this evening. Not much happening right now, but we do have some light sprinkles starting to form out over the Finger Lakes. We'll see more and more of this rain building in here right around lunchtime. This rain will be a little steady at times, but the good news, we're expecting less than a ½ inch of rain out of all this. So that's not enough to cause too many flooding issues, at least with like rivers and streams and whatnot. Sure, they might be a little swollen, but other than that, things are looking okay. Just a lot of ponding on the roads. Overnight, things are getting much quieter. Our lows are dipping down to the 30s when you wake up tomorrow morning, and nice and quiet. No issues for a good chunk of the day tomorrow. Morning's good, afternoon's good. If you have dinner plans tomorrow night, though, you want something waterproof. We got rain moving back in tomorrow evening, mixing with some freezing rain and a little bit of that slushy snow as well, especially in the north country. That's Saturday night. Sunday morning, we start to make that transition over to some lake effect snow. This is going to drop from north to south over Syracuse, Finger Lakes, and the rest of central New York, and we could see accumulating snow out of that. Not much when you wake up Sunday morning, but during the day, though, we're going to tack on a few inches of snow. It's going to make the roads a little slushy at times, so please be careful as you are out and about on Sunday. Monday, a few lingering snow showers, but not bad. Tuesday's pretty quiet. Kind of clipper moving by on Wednesday with a rain-snow mix, followed by some much colder air returning for the tail end of next week.
In today's Tech Bites, the
ITheir TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Welcome in. It is 6 o'clock. We got Rachel and Ryan with you on this Friday, January 9th. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's one of those weeks where it went fast, but then it felt long.
I don't think it went fast at all. I think it went so slow. Each day, it was just like...
Okay. Well, Kate says it crawled a little bit in the beginning. Now it went fast. But one thing I noticed when I was walking in...
Don't go fast out there.
Don't go fast, but I know we're warming up, so we don't have to really slip it
I mean, that was a couple of hours ago, too, when it was 37 degrees outside, and pavement is colder. It loses heat faster, and so anything that melted yesterday and last night, it refroze on a lot of surfaces. So, yeah, our parking lot was very slippery, to say the least. We were walking like penguins. But now we're in the mid-40s, so that really shouldn't be too much of an issue for a lot of us, and we are awaiting more rain to get in here. It's just starting to move into Erie, Pennsylvania, and Buffalo, so we'll get that. Usually when it's that far away, we're good for about 2 to 3 hours before it moves towards us. So you extrapolate that out, around 9 a.m. we can expect more of this rain. Upper 40s at the moment. Rochester is 51. We still have some 30s from Rome and Norwich, but that warmer air is on the way. That will lead to additional snow melt today, along with the rain. Oh, is it going to be a sloppy mess out there? So when does it get colder again? Because we know it will with more snow. I'll have more on that for you with the weekend planner coming up.
We begin this morning with...
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. The CATV Skynet 9 camera in Oswego. You can see our camera already shaking around here. It is already starting to pick up with our wind speeds. And so are the temperatures, too. Mid to upper 40s at the moment. We got a south wind really kicking in here, and that's only going to get stronger as the day goes on. Our temperatures are going to remain very mild today, too. Mid to upper 40s to even around 50 degrees. Parts of Rochester, Buffalo could even see 60 by the end of the day. But it's coming not only with the wind, but also with the threat of rain. At the bus stop this morning, we're dealing with very windy conditions, but also this is when most of our rain is moving in. But mid-morning through lunchtime and even after school, we'll be dealing with some scattered rain showers, temperatures in the 40s. But a lot of us in central New York and the Finger Lakes, North Country, all under a wind advisory because of gusts exceeding 40, even up to 50 miles per hour. The peak of it happening mid-morning, and then things still staying very, very blustery throughout the rest of the day, but then they'll kind of simmer down by tomorrow morning. But it is warm. We're already close to 50 outside as it is, so we'll be hovering in the upper 40s to near 50. That is going to lead to additional snow melt. It's going to make a lot of your yards and whatnot, just a lot of water out there on top of the rain. Tomorrow we start dry, then we have more rain moving in. Saturday night, a little bit of mixing going on, and then we'll end the weekend cold and snowy. We've got lake effects returning on Sunday. Big picture right here. Here's our system that's moving across us today. That's going to give us the rain happening in about like 3 hours. It's starting to move in towards Buffalo, a little bit out towards Rochester. So we'll start to see things kind of filling in more and more along the lake shore later this morning. I figure between about 9 and 12, Syracuse, and where a bulk of us will start to see more of this rain. So waterproof coat, great idea. I never recommend the umbrella in situations situations like this because of how windy it is. You don't want to take off like Mary Poppins. And then for this afternoon, we may even see a little bit of sunshine. Not ruling that out, so that'll be feeling very pleasant outside if you like that sun in January. I don't know too many people that don't. And then later on this evening, things turn much quieter. We wake up tomorrow morning cloudy, but nothing really going on, nothing to slow you down for any of your morning activities for tomorrow. And even during the day tomorrow, you are looking good for whatever you may have going on. Now, if you do have evening plans for tomorrow, you have rain moving in. And for any of you closer towards the Mohawk Valley, North Country, you're starting to see some mixing going on. So we're watching out for a little bit of iciness, a little bit of snow, and eventually turning cold enough on Sunday to have the lake effect reforming. First up north of Syracuse and then spreading over everyone else during the day. So remember, you only need a coating of snow to make things slippery, and so we'll keep an eye on that. Not much Sunday morning, but during the day we're going to tack on a few inches, especially for the higher elevations. A few lingering snow showers as we head back to school and work on Monday. Tuesday it's quiet. Wednesday in the 30s, 20s on Thursday. It's going to be cold, and we may be stuck in the teens by this time next week. We got a cold blast of air coming in, so watching out for lake effect too.
Okay.
Yay.
Yep.
Well, let's quit lake effect. How about that?
Yeah.
It's National Quitters.
Now, your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, getting you out the door today. It's going to be a bit rainy, so you want to wear something waterproof today, maybe waterproof shoes as well because of how just kind of wet and slushy and a lot of ponding going on because of the warmer weather. A lot more snow melt happening today, so it's going to be very wet, and it's also very, very windy outside. We have our sunset happening at 4:48. So with those wind gusts, you really want to be careful if it's trash day for you or even if it's delayed. You know, you want to keep an eye on things with gusts over 30 and 40 miles per hour. We do have wind advisories for a lot of us. Things will quiet down tonight and tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, we have rain returning. And for the North Country, Mohawk Valley, we got a little bit of mixing going on. That will spill over into Sunday with some lake effect. Colder air is coming in. Temperatures 30s, but falling during the day. And we'll be dealing with some snow and even some accumulating snow. We'll have to get the shovels back out for some of you, especially if you are in the higher elevations during the day on Sunday. Monday, not bad. Tuesday, not bad. Wednesday, it's all right. Rain, snow showers again. Thursday's cold, though, 20s. And then, we could be in the teens on Friday.
Let's quit it.
It's still January.
Quit that weather.
We'll quit that weather, that's for sure. Today is National Championship. Oh, you got the U there? Yeah.
Ready.
That's what they're saying. The U is back. We'll see.
There you
She's doing
go.
that for me. I'm a graduate of Miami. I don't say it too
He doesn't
loudly
like to
here
admit
in
it,
Syracuse because, you know, I grew up rooting for the Orange, but
We look like the colors of Ole Miss and
we kind of do. Yeah.
orange, and then I got the blue. There you
go.
There we go.
Welcome in.
yeah.
6:30
On
is the
purpose.
time. You got the gang here after a long, slow week, even though Kate says it went by quick for her. I disagree. On this January 99th.
Slow start, but picked up at the end, I think, for me personally.
Yeah.
It's also picking
That
up.
sun was amazing yesterday.
That
That
felt
was.
We
lovely.
needed it. I think it was like at least a week since we've seen it, so it was a nice little treat.
Yeah, I did see all like the funny like breaking news. That orange thing in the sky. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Facebook.
And today the wind's picking up there.
Yeah, here's Tower Cam.
Shake.
It's a little shaky out there. The winds are picking up, but we got a couple of things happening today. Obviously, one, we're talking about temperatures again. They're warm again today, and some more rain coming in. But the wind is also really going to be quite blustery today. We have wind advisories for a lot of our viewing areas, so just keep an eye on that, especially if you still have any holiday decorations out, maybe trash that's been delayed, not picked up yet. Temperatures already in the mid to upper 40s. It's 51 in Rochester. A couple spots still sitting in the 30s right now, but our wind is really going to be going. I mean, we're in it basically from now throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures upper 40s. We'll be in and out of these rain showers pretty much off and on until this evening.
We begin.
Now, storm Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
Hey there, good morning. Our camera in Oswego, the Cat V Skynet 9 camera, really kind of shaking around here. Areas along the lake shore, the Finger Lakes, really going to get in on some very, very, very gusty winds today. Already noticing that. We're sitting at 47 right now. Strong south wind has taken hold, so that's really risen our temperatures overnight since from the 30s, and now we're pushing near 50 degrees for some of you. And we have 30 still in Camden, Redfield, and Westmoreland. So at the bus stop, we're going to notice a little bit of rain trying to get in here. It's a warm start to our day and windy, and this wind is only going to continue for the rest of this afternoon. We'll be in and out of these rain showers, and our temperature is holding steady in the 40s. But wind advisories remain in effect starting for most of us at 7 a.m., but will continue until later on this evening with gusts up to 50 miles per hour for some of you, certainly possible. This graph is set for Syracuse, but there will be some spots that have even higher wind gusts than this. And it's from the south, so that means warm temperatures today. This time of the year, when we get a good south wind, this really helps bump those temperatures to near 50 degrees for a lot of us here in central New York. So looking mild again, which means more snow melt going on. So it's just going to give us a lot of ponding. Our backyard's just going to be underwater for a lot of you. 40s for tomorrow, dry in the morning. By tomorrow night, we have rain, even a bit of a mix, followed by some lake effect snow, cold and windy on Sunday. Here's the big picture. Here's that rain. It's moving in from Toronto down into Buffalo at the moment. So it's just starting to creep in here. So we're still on track for around 9 o'clock or so to get more of this rain. If you live from Oswego to Watertown, this batch is moving across the lake and will move on shore here right around 8, 9 o'clock this morning. For everyone else, right around lunchtime is when we'll have some of our steadier rain showers. But we are expecting less than a ½ inch of rain. That's not enough to cause too much flooding issues other than a lot of ponding and, again, just a lot of soppy yards outside. I'm sure the dogs are going to have a lot of muddy paws today. Later on tonight, things are getting a little quieter. We'll have some clouds around, but it's drier and the wind comes down. We wake up tomorrow morning, mid-30s, cloudy, and a light northwest wind. And we'll keep it dry and relatively quiet for a good chunk of the day until sunset. Then we have rain arriving from the south, mixing in with some freezing rain and even a little bit of that wet snow for the Mohawk Valley and the Tug Hill, North Country. We'll keep an eye on that, and this will be followed by lake effect snow on Sunday. Sunday morning starts off quiet, but then it starts to fill in here with our wind picking up, temperatures turning colder, and we'll see at least a few inches of snowfall by the end of the day Sunday. Here's Sunday morning, not much outside of the Tug Hill, but during the day, we'll tack on a few inches. So a lot of you, I think, are going to have to get those shovels back out by Sunday afternoon. Monday morning, a few snow showers. Otherwise, not bad. Not bad on Tuesday. A little bit of a mix on Wednesday. The end of next week's going to get cold again for a few days.
We're ready for it.
Are we?
Let's look at that windy forecast.
Yeah, we have wind, we have warmer temperatures, and we have a little bit of rain, too. Rain moving over Lake Ontario, starting to move in towards Buffalo. So we're still good for about 2 to 3 hours away of a lot of them heading for central New York. So it has been quite blustery. The wind advisories going into effect this morning, lasting until tonight. Gusts are already over 30 miles per hour. Will be over 40 miles per hour with temperatures in the upper 40s today.
Okay. We'll watch it closely. Thank you so much for joining us. There we go.
Oh, there we are.
Sunrise.
Nice look for our Friday. Take care.